Here's your wrestling news for March 17th, 2023, and we're kicking off today with WWE NXT, as it was last week that Roxanne Perez collapsed after defending the NXT Women's Championship against Meiko Satomura. This week, it was confirmed that a new NXT Women's Champion will be crowned at Stand and Deliver, leaving many to wonder what exactly is going on with Perez. It turns out that the fans are just as in the dark as those in WWE, as Dave Meltzer explained on the latest Wrestling Observer Radio. The reason for crowning a new champion, it's so vague because the actual situation is so vague. They actually don't know what exactly is going on. She didn't actually faint after the match, but that was just a cover story for the fact that something may or may not be going on. They don't know exactly, so they did the Shawn Michaels angle. Perez's fainting may have just been part of the show, but there is something happening that is keeping her off of TV and out of the ring, but it appears nobody knows for sure, and those who do aren't telling. It was just a few months ago that Roxanne Perez dethroned Mandy Rose in a huge upset to win the NXT Women's Championship, but this vague problem is keeping her far away from the ring. While Perez's fainting may have just been part of the show, there is a reason why she's not wrestling right now, but whatever that reason may be, it hasn't stopped her training. During Wrestling Observer Live, Dave Meltzer explained that not only is Perez back to training, but she was training for her in-ring return the very next day after she fainted. If Perez was out with an injury, then it's unlikely WWE would be training the next day, so unless it is a minor injury, we can cross that possibility off the list. We don't know why exactly Perez isn't being used right now, but the good thing is that she isn't injured, and Perez still seems to have a very bright future ahead of her in WWE. WrestleMania news now, as WWE's biggest event of the year will kick off in just 15 days, and will be the first WrestleMania since Vince McMahon confirmed his interest in selling the promotion. We've previously reported how the ongoing sales talks have made preparing for WrestleMania a much more chaotic experience for those in WWE, with more people not being brought in for the show than those who are. In an update from PW Insider, it's reported that WWE's approach to WrestleMania 39 is significantly different compared to recent years, and WWE wants to have the sleekest, strongest WWE they can. WWE is hoping to maximize the show's profits by cutting costs, and as a result, some of the previously scheduled events for Mania weekend have had to be scrapped completely. International announcers who would have previously called the action at the event will now call the shows from their own homes as another cost-cutting measure to maximize profits. With WWE preparing to accept first-round bids for the company next month, potential buyers will no doubt be watching WrestleMania closely, and WWE is looking to put on an appealing, cost-effective show next month. During this week's AEW Dynamite, MJF's Rebar Mitzvah didn't go as he had hoped, as the other pillars of the company crashed the festivities. MJF, Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin all had their chance to speak, but what Allin said has raised some eyebrows. During his turn on the mic, Allin spoke about wrestlers being unhappy in AEW and wanting out, and those comments were a shoot. On his show, Dave Meltzer said that there are AEW stars who now believe they would do better out of Tony Khan's company, but stopped short of naming who. Meltzer also pointed out that Allen's comments hardly help AEW's image, as telling the fans that several stars want to leave for better things only reinforces the idea that AEW isn't the best promotion around. In the past, stars including Miro and Andrade El Idolo have hinted at being unhappy with AEW, and we'll have to see what the roster looks like in a few months' time. One name who seems very happy in AEW is Saraya, who joined the promotion last September and recently turned heel. As an all-elite wrestler, Saraya is able to push the envelope more compared to her days in WWE, but the Brit recently crossed a line. During this week's episode of Dynamite, Saraya cut a promo in which she used the word twat, a British insult for a stupid or obnoxious person. On Twitter, the former Paige revealed that she was fined by AEW management for the use of the term, but added that she loved it and it was worth the fine. Part of the appeal of AEW for fans is the edgier product compared to WWE's PG rating, but the company would prefer for Saraya to watch her mouth when she's next on TV. Saraya's actions this week got her in trouble, but how exactly is the promotion spending her fine? In an update, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful reports that Saraya's tweet about being fined was legitimate and that a mass email was sent out to talent informing them of the punishment. That email added that Saraya was also fined for using the middle finger without informing the segment's coach, as AEW talent are discouraged from flipping audience members off and body-shaming the crowd. It's added that Saraya apologized backstage for her choice of language and that the money is being used for the AEW Together community project. Rude words in wrestling have been a staple for decades, and while Saraya will no doubt have some harsh words for the fans the next time we see her, that particular word won't be in her lexicon. More from AEW as this week's Dynamite saw the debut of Taya Valkyrie, who confronted Jade Cargill after the TBS champion added another win to her undefeated streak. Valkyrie had been rumored to be debuting for AEW on the show given that it was in Canada, and she had recently finished up with Impact Wrestling, but she's not gone from the promotion entirely. According to PW Insider, Valkyrie has already filmed her final appearance for Impact, which is set to air later this month. The longest reigning Impact Knockouts World Champion, Taya Valkyrie has had an incredible run with the promotion, but she's now ready to take AEW by storm. But what did you make to Taya's debut this week? And do you think she'll be the one to dethrone Cargill and break her streak? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And we're ending today with Smackdown, as last October, Wade Barrett was moved to the Blue Brand's commentary team to fill in for Pat McAfee. Though McAfee made a surprise return at the Royal Rumble, he hasn't resumed his role on SmackDown, and that isn't expected to change anytime soon. Sitting down with the Daily Star, Barrett spoke about his role on the Blue Brand and confirmed he will be on commentary for the foreseeable future. Speaking about McAfee, the former Intercontinental Champion and King of the Ring explained that Pat is always going to be a friend of WWE, but that his various projects away from the company simply keep him too busy to be a full-time commentator. McAfee's arrival on SmackDown in 2021 proved to be a hit with the fans, as the former NFL punter's passion for the product is well and truly infectious. While Pat McAfee could be brought in for a guest commentary role, perhaps even as soon as WrestleMania 39 next month, his days as a full-time announcer for WWE are over, at least for the time being.